Ladies and gentlemen, the president of ChildPlus Software, Mr. David McMurran.
Good evening. It is absolutely amazing to be back in Las Vegas for the Scramble. The Scramble is my favorite event every year, and this night is my favorite night. So I'm really thrilled to be here, and I appreciate all of you being here and being part of the ChildPlus community. ChildPlus was just named one of Atlanta's top workplaces for the third year in a row. I'm extremely proud of that. Tonight, I'm going to share with you some exciting new features that are coming to ChildPlus Mobile. Then I'm really excited to be making a huge announcement. And I'm going to introduce a very special guest that we have with us tonight. Hopefully your agency is already using ChildPlus Mobile. This is ChildPlus Mobile running on an iPad. And as most of you are aware, Family Services for ChildPlus Mobile was released this summer. Well, I'm happy to report tonight that we've just finished up the health and education modules. So those are going into testing now, and we'll be releasing them to you in the very near future. And of course, we'll be continuing to add modules to ChildPlus Mobile forever. The 4 that you see listed here are the next 4 in our queue, but we'll be adding features to ChildPlus Mobile forever. But what I'm really thrilled about tonight is that I have an opportunity to make a huge announcement. This is a really huge announcement, and it has literally been years in the making. So I'm thrilled to be able to share this news with you tonight. All right. If you're wondering, it's all the education people who are clapping. So what I'm thrilled to be announcing is that the DRDP, the nation's premier child development assessment, is now available directly in ChildPlus. And I want to clarify what I mean by that. It's not an integration of 2 systems. It's not 2 systems that talk to each other. The DRDP is now built into ChildPlus. Another education coordinator. So you have asked us, for many years, you've been asking us for an alternative for assessment. It would probably be more accurate to say that you have pleaded with us. You tell us you have challenges with your current assessment. You deal with constant technical problems. The biggest thing we hear is really unresponsive technical support, and that it's nearly impossible to keep your assessment system in sync with ChildPlus. Well, having the DRDP built into ChildPlus eliminates all of these problems, because finally, your Head Start program management software and your assessment software are combined into one. So that means your staff only have to have one user ID, one password, one system to learn, and you only have one system to roll over at year end, and one support number to call. And fortunately, at the other end of that support call is the wonderful ChildPlus technical support that you already know and love. And then you'll have 0 systems that you have to keep in sync. So having the DRDP in ChildPlus gives you all these benefits immediately. For example, let's say, because everything's in one system, everything is always instantly up to date. Let's say that I transfer a child in ChildPlus into a new classroom. Literally, 1 second after I hit save, that child will show up on the teacher's screen in the new classroom, and she could enter an observation form. So gone forever is that lag while you're waiting for something that was entered in ChildPlus to catch back up in your assessment system. I know a lot of people synchronize them once a week, And so a child might be in that teacher's classroom for a week before she even sees him on her screen. So when we decided to add assessment to ChildPlus, we searched the country for the absolute best child development assessment. And it became very clear that the DRDP is that assessment. It was developed by a long list of the nation's leading experts in child development assessments, led by the renowned experts at the WestEd Center for Child and Family Studies. And we're really, really fortunate to have with us tonight the co-director of the WestEd Center for Child and Family Studies, who I'll be introducing to you in just a few moments. And the psychometrics were done by the Berkeley University Evaluation and Assessment Research Center. So the whole tool is really the best quality assessment possible. You can use the DRDP with any curriculum, so if you choose to use the DRDP in ChildPlus, there's no need to change the curriculum you're using. And I want to mention the DRDP in ChildPlus is already in use in California. The reason for that is the DRDP has been mandated in California for many years. And for that reason, it made sense for us to start with our users in California. And it's actually not a huge announcement. How many of our California users are here tonight? Okay, you have to clap. We can't see you all. So there are a number of agencies in California already using the DRDP in ChildPlus. So what we're really announcing tonight is the DRDP in ChildPlus is now available nationwide. All right, so enough about it. Let me show you the actual DRDP in ChildPlus. The beginning of the assessment process is for a teacher to record observations for a child. Things like photos, videos, work samples. So let me show you an example of how a teacher would enter an observation based on a photo into ChildPlus. This is the Add Observation screen on the teacher's iPad. If she wanted to add an observation with a photo, all she does is tap on Photo, snap a picture. Now then she can associate that photo with one or more developmental measures, and she can tag one or more children, and then she can leave herself a note to remind her what's going on in the picture. And as soon as she hits save, that observation is stored in the portfolio for all the children that she tagged. Then the next step in the assessment process is actually rating the children. We actually have two different screens that the teachers will use to rate children. The first one is the rating grid, and that's made to be an efficient way to enter data when the teacher already knows, she's already made a rating determination. She knows how she's going to rate the child. So in that case, all she does is tap, 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 and super fast and easy. But what I'm really excited about, what's really powerful in the DRDP in ChildPlus, is our measure rating screen. And the reason that's so powerful is because it gives the teacher everything she needs to make a really accurate rating determination on one screen. Let me show you what I mean. This is the rating grid we looked at a second ago. You see here next to curiosity and initiative and learning, there's a little number 3. And what that 3 means is the teacher has recorded 3 observations for Amy related to curiosity and initiative. So when she's ready to rate Amy on this measure, all she has to do is tap the 3, and it brings up the measure rating screen that has the 3 observations that she's recorded for Amy right there on the screen, along with the rating levels, their descriptors, and examples. And then finally, she can actually select a rating level right on this screen. So it's really powerful because it gives her everything she needs to make an accurate rating determination, and therefore will improve the accuracy of her rating. Of course, we'll have great DRDP reports. You'll use the rating completion status report during the assessment period. During the assessment period, you'll use it to monitor the observations that the teacher's entering to make sure they're recording observations periodically along the way and not waiting until the end of the assessment period. Then as it nears the end of the assessment period, you'll use the same report to monitor the teachers actually completing the assessments for each child in a timely fashion. Of course, individual growth reports, and because in ChildPlus, all your historical data for his child stays in the live database as long as the child is there, it's easy for us to give you multi-year growth reports. Of course, group growth reports that you'll use to inform your teaching policies. But what's really, really powerful about having assessment built into ChildPlus is that it opens the door to a broad range of reports that before would have been nearly impossible. Let me show you what I mean. This is our subgroup report. And what this report allows you to do is analyze the impact of various factors on child development inside your organization. Let me show you what I mean. Let's run the report. As you zoom in on it here, let's just focus for a minute on the approaches to learning domain. So what we can see from this report is that we assessed 500 children in the winter assessment period, some of whom were chronically absent. And then what's really groundbreaking is now then we can see that the 10 children who were severely chronically absent, they're in the responding developmental level. While the children that were only moderately chronically absent, they're in the next higher, they're in the exploring developmental level. And then the children who were not chronically absent are at an even higher developmental level. So think about how that revolutionizes how we analyze the impact of various factors. And I apologize for repeating myself, but attendance is just one example. Because everything you know about children and their families is stored in ChildPlus, we can allow you to analyze this data across a wide number of factors. So there's really a spectrum of benefits to using the DRDP in ChildPlus. On one end of the spectrum, it's just simpler because everything's in one system. And then on the other end of the spectrum is it opens up insights that before would have been practically impossible if you were trying to combine data from two systems. If you want to learn more about the DRDP in ChildPlus, we'll have DRDP classes here at the Scramble in every time slot tomorrow. So you can take a DRDP class anytime you have tomorrow. You can visit our DRDP website or contact our sales group. They've asked me to mention to you, we have introductory pricing for the DRDP in ChildPlus for the upcoming school year. And if you're already in a contract, it doesn't matter. You can use DRDP and ChildPlus free until the end of your existing contract, and that allows you to make the transition at whatever time is most appropriate for your organization without having to sync it up with when your contract ends. We've also made it really easy for you to access a free trial of the DRDP and ChildPlus. This is ChildPlus Desktop that you log into every day. After I finish speaking tonight, the next time you log into ChildPlus, this DRDP logo will magically appear. If you click on that logo, you'll see this screen. It has a button on it that says Access Trial Now. And if you click on that button, you'll immediately be in a trial. You don't have to sign up or give us your email address or anything. It just goes right into the trial. And the trial is done with sample data for sample children, so you don't have to worry at all about messing up your live data. And I just want to ask you, if your director and your education coordinator are not here at the Scramble, please share this information with them. I feel certain it's something they want to know about. And now I'd like to introduce a very special guest that we have with us tonight. Peter is one of the nation's most respected names in early child development assessment. He has served on advisory groups for the U.S. Department of Education, the Department of Health and Human Services, and the National Academy of Sciences. He was one of the lead creators of the acclaimed Program for Infant and Toddler Care. He has a PhD in Education and Human Development from the University of Rochester, and he has completed postdoctoral study at the Max Planck Institute for Psychiatry in Munich. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce to you the co-director of the West Ed Center for Child and Family Studies, Dr. Peter Mangione.
I have to turn on my mic. Thank you, David, for that warm introduction. It's really wonderful to be here with all of you this evening and share this time of a transition for us at Wested and my colleagues at UC Berkeley who've spent many years developing the DRDP. It's a big step for us to be making this move, to work with ChildPlus. And it's a step that we're very excited about taking. It gives us an opportunity to take work that we've been doing in California for many years now and share it with the rest of the country through Head Start. My colleagues and I have worked a lot with Head Start. Some of you may know that we do a lot of training with the Program for Infant Toddler Care for Early Head Start. We've also are a partner with the National Center for the Early Childhood Development Teaching and Learning Center, which is the largest TNTA center for Head Start. We have worked with the DRDP in a few states, but this is the chance for us to go nationally. And when we were approached by ChildPlus to partner, we talked with folks like yourselves about ChildPlus, and we uniformly heard great things, that ChildPlus is great at software development, data management, reporting. I think the demonstration that David just gave really confirms that for me. I was seeing how the DRDP can be used in an online way that we haven't really achieved yet, because our role has been content development. We are very interested in making sure that when assessment tools are made available to people, it's based on the best research available. And that's our goal. We want to serve children and families as all of you do. And we want to make sure that we're doing it with developmentally appropriate tools. It makes wonderful sense for us to partner with an organization like ChildPlus, because we can take our expertise, which is around content development, which is around methodology and the psychometrics of assessment, and combine it with ChildPlus in their software development and data management and the way they can make systems work together for reporting and providing information that's valuable for your work. We look forward to continuing this relationship on an ongoing basis for many years to come. Let me tell you a little bit about the DRDP. It's a birth through 5 observation-based instrument. I know many of you are familiar with that type of instrument. It is research-based. And when I say research-based, it means that we have worked with leading researchers in each one of the domains as we develop the tool. We also worked with leading researchers who've worked extensively with the Head Start community around including children with special needs or disabilities, in making sure that all of the items, all of the content of the DRDP meets universal design standards. It's a valid tool. We've done a lot of research around its validity to make sure that it is associated with what you would expect at different levels of development. We've done extensive studies of its reliability with UC Berkeley. As David said, UC Berkeley, they have some of the leading psychometricians in the country, actually in the world, and they've done that psychometric work. The instrument is aligned with the Head Start Early Learning Outcomes Framework. Some of the people involved in the development of the DRDP also were collaborating in the development of the content for the ELOF, so there's that connection. And finally, the DRDP is available in English and Spanish. What does the DRDP offer to you? First of all, and this is our goal, that it provides qualitative information based on progressions, learning progressions from developmental research, so that you can look at individual children's learning and development at any level during the birth to 5 years and connect it to your curriculum practice. People who've used the DRDP a lot tell us, in using this, I'm learning about development, and I'm learning about how this knowledge from the development applies to each child I'm working with. It also provides a way to visually, because it's qualitative information, looking at levels in learning progressions. It provides a way to give reports that you can visually look at with parents. So you don't look at numbers so much with parents and with teachers, but you're looking at developmental levels. How do we describe the learning and development that we're seeing, and what does that mean to help that child take the next step in learning? Finally, in addition to being a tool that can be used in the classroom where teachers are learning and applying that knowledge of development to the children they're working with, it is a tool that provides quantitative information for reporting so that you can look at children's progress over time. You can aggregate data that's been very carefully developed, and the most advanced work in psychometrics is underneath the qualitative information that the teacher is looking at with the DRDP. We are very excited to take this step with you and look forward, as I said before, to a long-standing collaboration with ChildPlus. We are going to learn a lot as your community works with the tool, and it's going to be, I hope, a learning experience for you too. Thank you very much.
I just wanted to say thank you all for being here. I'm going to remind you, please share this information with your director and your education coordinator. Have a great night.